Hello there, my name is Alvin Tong. I am a student that is currently pursuing my final year in degree of chemical engineering in Taylor University. I am interested in finding alternative renewable energy from waste, and in 10 years' time, I would like to be a registered professional engineer working for the sustainable development sector for the government. This will fulfill my lifelong goals to develop alternative renewable energy from waste. To complete my registration as a professional engineer, I will require to register myself as a graduate engineer first after my graduation with the Board of Engineering Malaysia and the Institute of Engineering Malaysia. Throughout my chemical engineering degree, I've undertaken the subject of making profitable product from the waste generated by the textile waste industry in my final year project. And through this project, me and my team have found the best way to convert raw textile waste into ethanol fuel. As you can see in the slide, this is my SWOT analysis. My strengths are perseverance, fast learner, and good communication skills. My weakness is that I'm a perfectionist and pro time management. My opportunities is that I have a chance to work on projects of my interests, good supports from lecturers and peers, and have an internship at Artelega, one of the largest nitrile glove manufacturer. My threats are the competitive job environment, peer pressure, and social distraction. The program outcome one is to apply the knowledge and method learned from mathematics, science, and engineering subject to innovate techniques that provides value-adding solution to complex engineering challenges. And through the completion of program outcome 1, I am able to calculate precisely on the expected result that I can obtain in a particular scenario based on formulas learned. For example, in engineering maths 3, I have learned to use the differential equation to solve complex questions such as decaying rate of an radioactive substance, finding the growth rate of the oceanic ecosystem, and spring damping effect under different conditions. Other than that, I have also learned on pressure and temperature calibration from the lab session from module of chemical process modeling. Through the experiment, I have gained the knowledge on how to calibrate instruments precisely. The program outcome 2 is to identify, formulate, and analyze engineering challenges to arrive at viable solution. Through PO2, I have learned on how to create a solution with sustainable development of process. Through the subject of engineering economics, I have learned on how to uphold the sustainability of the company or project based on three aspects, such as financial sustainability, environmental sustainability, and social sustainability. Financial, as in spending of the project, is well planned before execution. Environmental sustainability is the rate of depletion of natural resources, and social sustainability is the welfare of the worker and public. Other than that, from the module of engineering economics, I have also learned on how to choose the most suitable criteria of process based on the overall economic potential, risk assessment, and pros and cons of process. In program outcome 3, which is to conceive, design, implement, and operate, design model is learned throughout the first 2 years of degree in chemical engineering program. In the module of engineering design and ergonomics, me and my team have created a race car for paraplegic. The race car is designed based on anthropometric data to cater all people regardless of size. For example, elbow to wrist rank, functional grip reach, and etc. After the design is done, a risk assessment of product is carried out to test the functionality and reliability of the product. As for PO4, throughout the program of degree in chemical engineering, I have done a lot of experiment that requires me and my team to design an experiment to research on the various topic of interest and comparing data obtained with literature survey done. For example, in laboratory practice of the module of mass transfer, I was required to determine the gaseous diffusion coefficient of acetone with air under different temperature. The experiment is done with 3 different temperatures and repeated twice to obtain an average result. The result is then plotted on Excel with time taken per line moved against time graph. The plotted graph is compared with the result obtained from a similar experiment from a journal article. By comparing the result obtained, it was concluded that there was a minor error occurred because there was some slight difference in data between experimental and literature. In PO5, I have acquired the skills of applying appropriate techniques, resource, and modern engineering and IT tools, including prediction and modeling to complex engineering activities. In one of the assignments of the module of chemical process modeling, me and my team have required to discuss on the water treatment plant that uses reversal osmosis method. Through this assignment, me and my team have come up with a piping and instrumental diagram, and a detailed explanation of the process is done with the aid of software such as Unisim. As for another example, in my final year group project module, I have also learned on how to use a software like Unisim to create a process of turning textile waste into ethanol, with complete detailed design of each reactor, distillator, pumps, and separators. Through the use of simulation software like Unisim, I am able to prototype an overall process plant without the need of using a large amount of money to build a pilot plant. In Program Outcome 6, I am able to apply reasoning informed by contextual knowledge to assess societal, health, safety, legal, economical, and cultural issues and the consequences responsibility relevant to professional engineering practice. For example, in the module of safety and on process plant design, I have learned on various methods on assessment on safety of the process plant, such as the method of fault tree analysis, which can be used to identify the probability of failure of a system by different components such as valve, controller, transmitter, or human error. In Program Outcome 7, of explaining the global impact of professional engineering solution in societal, economical, and environmental contexts. In the module of engineering design and ergonomics, I have learned on how to design a driving system for paraplegic. One of the purpose of the project is to be a sustainable product, which the project have achieved. The project is done to aid the paraplegic community by offering them a chance to race despite their physical impairment. The project has also proven to be economically viable as all mechanism and material needed is widely available in the market. And last of all, the project is also environmentally friendly sustainable as all material used is mostly metal and is recyclable. In Program Outcome 8, I have learned to apply professional and ethical responsibility in engineering practice from the module of safety in process plant design. In one of the assignments, I was required to study the malpractices of the worker and engineers that led to an explosion of the chemical plant of Phillips 66 in Pasadena, Texas. In my finding, the explosion was caused by the ignorance of engineers on site and poor business operation guidance, and this leads to the loss of $65 million in contingency. As for Program Outcome 10, function effectively as an individual and in multidisciplinary settings with the capacity to be a leader. Through many of the projects that I have involved in, for example in the module of multidisciplinary engineering design, me and my team have come up with an alternative cooling method for buildings using thermosiphon, and in this project, the team consists of one chemical engineering student, one electrical and electronic engineering student, and 3 mechanical engineering students. And as a group leader, I have successfully distributed tasks according to each of the team's member SWOT analysis. And as a result, all of our work is done and complete within the time frame and goes according to the Gantt chart. In PO12, which is to effectively manage project in multidisciplinary environments and to apply project management tools and techniques to one's own work. Through the module of managing project of successes, I have learned on the tools of such as budget breakdown, organization structure, work breakdown structure, linear responsibilities chart, risk assessment, and complexity assessment to be used to aid the project to run smoothly. Through this method, the goal of each team is clearly stated and an even distribution of tasks is also achieved. As we can see in the PO evaluation graph, it can be seen that PO 9 and 11 is still empty. This is because the 2 PO will only be accomplished once I've finished my final year project. Based on the graph, I have only achieved an average of 65.4% in PO score, which is very dissatisfied by me. I believe that this PO score is an important factor to prepare us well before we enter the working industry. Therefore, I must work harder in my final years to make sure my PO score will have at least 70% of average. Through evaluation, my lowest PO score is 54%, which is PO2. To improve on the PO score, a SMART analysis is used. So I should practice more on economical potential to find an ideal solution during decision making of process selection for a group project. And I need to improve my PO score to 65% by increasing my PO score currently by 11%. And to aid this, 5 more modules that can help me achieve my desired PO score, which are renewable and alternative energies, chemical engineering group project 1, chemical engineering group project 2, final year project 1, and final year project 2. And this is to be done in 1 year. My second lowest PO is PO4, which an PO score of 55%. So to increase the PO score, I have to do more literature review prior to design of project in my final year project 1 and 2, so that I can compare previous research done and to fill the gap of research. So I need to improve my PO score by 65% to 65% by increasing the score by 10%. 2 more modules that can help me achieve my desired PO score, which are FYP1 and FYP2, and it will supposed to be achieved by next year. The third lowest PO is PO1 with a PO score of 61%. And to help increase the PO score, I think I need to apply thinking techniques learned from previous design modules in my CEGP1, CEGP2, FYP1, and FYP2. I have to improve my PO score to 75% by increasing it 14%. 4 more modules that can help me achieve my desired PO score, which are CEGP1, CEGP2, FYP1, and FYP2. And time to be achieved is in my final year.